Let me ask you something. How much time did you spend in your inbox this week? Not doing actual work, just managing the email itself, sorting it, rereading threads you already read, typing the same reply you typed last Tuesday. If you're running a business solo, that number is probably uncomfortable. No assistant, no budget to hire one. So it all lands on you. Leads mixed in with invoices, newsletters buried under client fires, scheduling threads that eat 4 replies just to land on a 30-minute call. Most founders just live with it. But there's a stack, Claude, Make, Gmail, and Google Sheets that handles all of this automatically. And I'm going to show you exactly how to build it, step by step, with copy-paste prompts included. 3 workflows. Without them, you're losing 5 or more hours a week to inbox admin that a free automated workflow can run overnight while you sleep. Before we build anything, let's break down the 2 core skills this entire system runs on. You do not need to be technical. You do not need to know how to code. But you do need to understand what these tools do, because once you understand the logic, the workflows click immediately. Make is a free automation platform. Think of it as the glue between your apps. Here's the only concept you need to understand. Every automation has 3 parts: a trigger, an action, and a result. Trigger equals something happens, an email lands in your inbox. Action equals something else responds, Claude reads it. Result equals an output is produced, a label gets applied. In Make, you build this visually. No code. You connect blocks together. That's it. The skill you're building here is recognizing which part of your workflow is the trigger, which is the action, and what result you want out the other end. Where you'll use this skill: watching for new emails as the trigger, passing data to Claude as the action, writing a label, logging a row, or creating a draft as the result. Claude is an AI made by Anthropic. Inside Make, you can send Claude any piece of text, give it instructions in plain English, and it sends a structured answer back. The skill here is writing a good prompt, a clear instruction that tells Claude exactly what to return. The golden rule of prompting for automation. Tell Claude exactly what format to respond in, and tell it to return only that. No extra text, no explanation. Why does format matter so much in automation? Because Make needs to take Claude's output and do something with it. Apply a label, log a row, write a draft. If Claude returns a paragraph when you need a single word, the workflow breaks. Every prompt you'll use in this video follows the same structure. What role Claude is playing, what data it's working with, what to return. API stands for Application Programming Interface. You don't need to know what that means technically, you just need to know what it does. An API is a key that lets 2 apps talk to each other. In this case, Make needs a Claude API key to connect to Anthropic's system. Think of an API key like a VIP pass. Make shows it at the door to Claude's system, gets let in, and can now send and receive information. You get your Claude API key from Anthropic's website. It's free to start. You paste it into Make once, and that connection is live for every workflow you build. Here's what you need set up before you start. You need a free Make account at make.com, a Claude API key from anthropic.com, a Gmail account, a Google account for Google Sheets. Set these 4 things up first. Every workflow in this video runs on the same foundation. You only do this setup once. Now, here's how each of these skills comes together in practice. 3 real workflows, each one building on what you just learned. Every email looks exactly the same when it lands. A lead inquiry sits next to a newsletter, sits next to an invoice, sits next to a client asking why something isn't finished yet. Your brain has to read and sort all of it before you can start working. That's decision fatigue before 9 a.m. This workflow fixes that. Here's how it works at a high level. Make watches your Gmail for any new incoming email. The moment one arrives, it grabs the subject line and sender name. It passes those 2 things to Claude. Claude picks one category and sends a single word back. Make applies a color-coded label in Gmail automatically. Let's build it. Step 1. Create a new scenario. In Make, open Make and click. Create a new scenario. A scenario is just Make's word for a workflow. Think of it as an empty canvas where you'll snap your blocks together. Step 2. Add the Gmail trigger. Click the plus icon and search for Gmail. Select Watch Emails. This is your trigger. It fires every time a new email lands. Connect your Gmail account and set it to watch your inbox. This is the trigger block we talked about. Something happens, Make wakes up that something is a new email arriving. Step 3. Aid the Claude module. Click the plus icon again and search for Claude. Select Create a Message. This is your action block. You're sending data to Claude and asking for a structured response. In the message field, paste this prompt. You are an email triage assistant. Read the subject and sender below and return one label from this list. Lead, client, admin, urgent. Return the label only, no explanation. Now use Make's variable picker to insert the subject line and sender name from your Gmail trigger. You'll see those fields listed on the left side of the module. Just click them and they appear in your prompt automatically. Why only the subject line and sender, not the full email? 2 reasons. Speed, because less data means a faster response, and privacy, because you don't need to send full client emails to an external AI to get an accurate label. Step 4, we're going to apply the label inside Gmail. Click the plus icon again, search for Gmail, and select Add a label to an email. Now we need to tell Make which email to update. In the Message ID field, map the message ID from your Gmail trigger. This makes sure we're labeling the correct email that just came in. Next, in the Label field, map the output from the Claude step. Claude is returning a single word, lead, client, admin, or urgent, and Gmail will apply the matching label automatically. One important step here, make sure those labels already exist in your Gmail account. If they don't, create them first so Make can apply them correctly. Once that's set up, every new email will be labeled the moment it arrives. That's the full workflow. Gmail trigger, Claude classification, and automatic labeling. So when you open your inbox, everything is already sorted and color-coded before you even touch it. Instead of deciding what each email is, you can go straight to what actually matters. Sorted labels solve the first problem. Long threads are a different one. You come back to a client conversation after 2 days and you can't just pick up where you left off. You reread the whole thing to find one decision buried somewhere in the middle. This workflow turns that into a 3-line entry in a Google Sheet, logged automatically every time you star an email. In Make, create a new scenario. Add a Gmail module and select Watch Emails. Then set up a filter so the scenario only continues if the email is starred. You can do this by adding a filter after the Gmail module and checking that the starred field is true. The star becomes your manual trigger. You're telling Make, this thread matters. Summarize it. Nothing gets logged unless you star it first. Click the plus icon and add an Anthropic Claude module. Select Create a Prompt. In the prompt field, paste this. Summarize this email in exactly 3 lines. Line 1, main topic. Line 2, any decision made. Line 3, next action required. Be direct and concise. No extra text. Now map the email content from your Gmail trigger into the prompt. Use the body or plain text field. This contains the email content Claude will summarize. Claude will return exactly 3 lines, structured and ready to log. Click the plus icon and add a Google Sheets module. Select Add a Row. Choose your spreadsheet and sheet. Now map Claude's output into your columns. If Claude returns 3 lines, you can map them into 3 separate columns: topic, decision, and next action. You can also add sender name from Gmail, subject line, a timestamp using Make's built-in time. Each starred email will now create a clean, structured entry in your sheet. Scheduling is probably the highest frequency, lowest value task sitting in your inbox right now. Does Tuesday work? I'm free Thursday afternoon. Actually, can we do Friday? That's 4 replies to book a 30-minute call. Multiply that across 10 meetings a week, and you're burning real time on something that needs 0 creative thought. Here's how this workflow runs, and it introduces something new, which is Claude reading live data from a Google Sheet before it writes a reply. Step 1. Set up your availability sheet. Open Google Sheets and create a simple list of your available time slots for the week. You can use one column and enter each slot on its own line, like Monday at 10 a.m., Wednesday at 2 p.m., and Friday at 9 a.m. This sheet becomes your single source of truth. You update it once, and the automation will use it in real time whenever a scheduling email comes in. Step 2. Create a new scenario in Make. Add a Gmail module and select Watch Emails. Now we want this to trigger only for scheduling-related messages. In the query field, type schedule, or meeting, or call, or availability. This uses Gmail's search to filter incoming emails, so only messages that match those keywords will trigger the workflow. Step 3. Pull your availability from Google Sheets. Click the plus icon and add a Google Sheets module. Select Get Range Values. Then connect your sheet and choose the range that contains your available time slots. This pulls your availability as live data. Whatever is in your sheet at that moment is what the automation will use. Step 4. Add the Claude module. Click the plus icon, search for Anthropic Claude, and select Create a Prompt. In the prompt field, paste your instruction, telling Claude to act as a scheduling assistant. Then map in two things: the email body from Gmail and your availability from Google Sheets. Claude will read both, understand the context, and generate a short reply offering two available time options. Step 5. Create a draft instead of sending the email. Add a Gmail module and select Create a Draft. Map Claude's response as the email body, and map the recipient from the original email so the draft is addressed correctly. This sends the message to your Drafts folder, not your Sent folder. You can open it, review it in a few seconds, and click Send. So here's what you've built. 3 workflows, 1 stack. Workflow 1. Every incoming email is sorted and labeled before you touch it. Workflow 2. Starred threads are summarized in 3 lines and logged to a sheet. Workflow 3. Scheduling requests are drafted and waiting for your approval. All 3 run inside Make. All 3 connect to Claude. All 3 live inside your existing Gmail setup. No client data leaving the system, no exposed API keys. Pick one today. Set it up before you open your inbox tomorrow morning. The triage workflow is the fastest to build, and you'll feel the difference on day 1. If this saved you time, hit the like button and drop a comment telling me which workflow you're starting with. I read every one. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.